Welcome to 2Cents FC. I'm your host, Amobi Okugo, back again with my guy, Elle. This week is just us. Each week, we'll be discussing topics from around the soccer world and giving you our unfiltered thoughts and opinions. This week, we'll be discussing various news topics from the week, some current events, some updates, just get you up to speed. You know, it's still early in the new year, so things are, things are happening, things aren't happening. It's all over the place. So me and Elle just going to do it ourselves this week and give you guys, kind of some updates of what's going on. So first and foremost, Elle, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. It's been a busy week. It's been crazy out here. We just finished the kit launch, so got that off. So that should be coming in the next couple of weeks. And we just rolling, man, getting the new year started. How about yourself?
Nah, same, man. Just grinding. I know you always joke around with me, but yeah, just grinding. Got some cool things in the works, so hopefully excited to share that. You got the new beanie. Talk about that real quick.
Oh yeah, this is the beanie from 2Cents Gaming. So that's our gaming division, getting into the esports world. So we're about to roll out some merch for that as well. So if you're a gamer, tap in. We'll have that up in a minute.
Yeah, respect. And if anyone, y'all gonna have to convince me. I need to get on FIFA. So I got to join the 2Cents Gaming team for the FIFA. Yeah, that's it. And I got my jersey coming soon. I ordered that through y'all, so appreciate that.
So that'll be in soon, and we're gonna be right back for the spring. We're gonna do our spring collection and have a brand new jersey for that as well. So
yeah, so
a lot in the works.
So if you want your collection like Elle, make sure you tap into 2Cents shop.com. Or did I get the
2Cents sports.shop?
Yeah, 2Cents sports 2Cents sports.shop.
Yep.
Okay, I'm like, look, I've said that every week. How can I forget?
Yep. But let's jump right into this news bag, though. Yesterday was the NWSL Draft. It was actually a momentous occasion. 6 of the 10 first-round picks were women of color, so that's huge for the game. Let me run down the top 10 picks. So Racing Louisville had they drafted Emily Fox from UNC, number 1, and then number 2, Washington Spirit drafted Trinity Rodman from Washington State. That's Dennis Rodman's daughter. Sky Blue drafted Brianna Pinto from UNC. The new KC team drafted Kiki Pickett from Stanford. Racing Louisville again at the number 5 pick with Emina Ekik from Louisville. Portland Thorns drafted Yasmin Ryan from TCU. Chicago Red Stars drafted Madison Haley from Stanford. Washington Spirit drafted Tara McCown from USC. Orlando Pride drafted Ivana Villacorta from UCLA. And then to round out the first round, North Carolina FC drafted Deanne Rose from University of Florida. So I'm hearing it's a big draft class. We'll have Maggie on, friend of the show, in a couple of weeks to run down the entire draft process from NWSL to MLS. She's participating in both as an agent. So she's going to give us that behind the scenes look in a couple weeks. So we're not going to get too crazy into the NWSL draft. But just want to get your thoughts on, what you've seen so far.
No, I thought it was amazing. Obviously you got the top schools that have their influx of players in the top draft. I was right in the top 10. Obviously, shout out UCLA. You see UNC, they always have a presence. Stanford. I really like the 5th pick. They went local. So I thought that was really cool how they did that. But also a friend of the show, we had I'm forgetting her name, but she tweeted, black women are good at soccer too. And I thought that was interesting as you saw 6
Kaya.
of the 10. Yeah, Kaya.
Kaya McCullough.
I thought that was interesting. As you saw 6 of the 10 first round picks were women of color. It just shows the growth of the game and exposure. I know we have our conspiracy theory. Definitely want to see the positions they play, or if the positions that they play now compared to as they develop in their careers, where they are going to, end up on the field. So I thought that was interesting as well.
Yeah, another big story from the draft was Katarina Macario, who is a big name coming into the U.S. women's national team camp. She played for Stanford as well, but she skipped NWSL and decided to sign with Lyon over in France. So jumping straight to the big leagues.
Yeah, got to do what's best for her and her family, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, in this season we've seen, Tobin Heath, Kristen Press, Rose Lavelle. We've seen a lot of the U.S. Women's National Team players jump over to the U.K. And play in their Super League. Do you think we'll start seeing more of that? You think you're going to see more of the top picks, skipping NWSL and then going straight to Europe?
Oh yeah, I think as the game grows, especially European leagues, they're trying to really ramp up the infrastructure and the investments in that. So now it's not just staying in your local market in the U.S. Earlier we saw Lindsey Horan. When she first came onto the scene, she signed with PSG instead of going to even college. And then now you see with Katarina, who's been talked about. I've even heard about her. For quite some time about her talent to go to Lyon. A strong team, strong international presence. They kill it every year. Just shows her talent, and then just shows that NWSL, as fast as they're growing, they even need to ramp it up a little bit more because, when our own talent is going overseas, you already have like 4 or 5 national team women there already, but now it's the young talent that's continuing to go over there and not even giving NWSL a chance for them to like plant their seeds. Yeah, it's going to be real interesting.
Yeah, and Lyon has a pretty strong setup. Do you think she'll go get playing time over there, or do you think they'll loan her out?
Yeah. She's like, she like a baller. She's not like just like good. Like people talk about her like as the next big thing, at least from the U.S. Women's national team standpoint. So I'm excited for her career. I think she's going to do well. It may take some adjusting to because Lyon has the top of the top talent, but talent always shines through. So if you're good at the level of Stanford and the U.S. Women's national team, I'm sure she's going to be able to adjust at Lyon as well.
Dope. And some more NWSL news. Sacramento, your hometown, officially announced their NWSL franchise starting in 2022. And there's also rumors of San Jose coming into the game as well. So that's still in the works. But I think that'd be dope having San Jose and Sacramento like close in proximity. That'd be a good derby.
Oh no, definitely. I remember growing up, there's always derbies between the club teams, at the youth level, between like, some of the bigger clubs out here in Sacramento, San Juan, Davis, Elk Grove at the time. Some top talent, some top women came from these programs, and then they would play the talent from the Bay, and they got some battles. So to extend that, to the professional ranks, I think is really important. As I said on earlier podcast, Megan Rampone. I always mispronounce the last name.
Rapinoe.
She gonna hate me if she ever see this. Rapinoe, she's from the greater Sacramento community. Her class, like when they came out, I think I'm trying to remember, like Stephanie Lopez. They had a bunch of ballers. So, and every year, Sacramento is producing talent that's going somewhere, whether it's Stanford, UCLA, or any of the local schools in the area. I'm excited to see it, and I think it's going to do wonders for the community.
Yeah, for sure. But let me see. If San Jose comes in, then that'll be 3 teams in Cali. I think they got room for at least one more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what area do you think will jump in if they added another team?
San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego for sure. Like that infrastructure, surf nomads, the women talent out there is different level. But ideally, you want to get something in the valley too. We talk about expanding soccer in other communities. You got to have something in the valley. So whether it's Stockton, Fresno area, get into the Hispanic talent, try to tap into that market. Obviously, there's been rumors of Oakland trying to get into the NWSL as well. So whether they work it out with San Jose, joint venture, or, there's never enough teams. I think those are the 3 markets that I would seriously consider. San Diego for sure. And then after that. Central Valley or Oakland. And everyone wants to always have two LA teams for the Derby, but I think San Diego, LA can handle that on its own.
Yeah. I think San Diego spaces it out enough. You have like Northern Cali, North Central, Southern Cali, and then
exactly
border.
And border. Oh, it's hilarious.
All right, so let's jump into USL. North Carolina FC is moving down from Championship to League One. So the team announced their move down to League One is likely due to lower operational costs. I know that they just got approval to build a new downtown stadium. So they're probably trying to cut costs on, the operations and team. They also run the North Carolina Courage, who are, staying where they're at. But what are your thoughts on, them moving down to League One?
Yeah, with everything going on over the past year and a half or so, it's been tough for, a lot of sports franchises, sports teams. I'm not behind the scenes, but I wish and hope that the players are getting sorted. And it's not just, we're moving to League One and then you guys are going to have to take it or leave it type style. I'm happy that they're not going away. I think they're just doing this as a temporary, Band-Aid to some of the problems that they're currently facing, and then going to go back up to USL Championship. North Carolina is a hotbed of talent. They got a well-run organization, or one of the better run organizations. And I personally don't see Coach Dave Sherson, coaching a League One franchise. I don't think that's in his motivations, if that makes sense. So I think this is a temporary thing. I just hope for the players' sake that they're, taken care of in this process.
Yeah, you mean from like a pay standpoint?
Yeah, from a pay standpoint, from a prep standpoint, because there's been people talking in our group chats and stuff like that. It's just like, some people say like, oh, we had no idea this was coming. Some people were like, yeah, there's rumbling, so they just from a standpoint of like having that sense of stability, as a soccer player, professional athlete for that matter, you have stability, but you never really have stability. So with this situation, I know a lot of phone calls are being made. So hopefully for those guys, they can, kind of clear it out.
Now, is the pay super drastic from Championship to League One?
To my knowledge, yes and no. It's really I think it's individual. So you have like your set standards or like averages, but from the standpoint of like, if you're like a top guy that's been able to negotiate like a pretty good deal on a USL Championship level based on that, and then dropping down to League One, where they don't have to kind of take care of you as the standard to Championship. And that's not to say the Championship standard is like high level, but it's just a notch above. So I think there's ways that it doesn't really benefit some of those guys that are, on those contracts.
Yeah. So do the different leagues have different CBAs?
So right now the USL is it's all combined, but they're still in discussions in terms of developing a CBA. So they've been going back and forth for the past 2 years or so. Everyone's dragging their feet on that, and that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, so the USL doesn't really have a CBA. It's basically like a gentleman's agreement at this point.
Got it. I'm also hearing that Charlotte Independence might be moving down as well.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more teams moving down. We've already seen Reno fold, NC drop down. You said the rumors of Charlotte. I know there's another couple teams that are like, if y'all don't fix this stuff, if y'all don't help us out, if we don't know what's going to happen going forward, we're going to figure out ways to, save our franchise or save our business.
Yeah, so it seems like the seasons are up in the air for all of soccer at this point. Like MLS they're talking about March, and then now with these issues that we'll talk about later, it's looking like May. So do you any word on when USL start back up?
So the rumor is, and it's funny because I'm getting like texts like, "Yo, Moby, have you heard anything? Do you know when the season starts?" Like, I don't know anything. And it's like, well, you're the player rep. I was like, yeah, I don't mean anything. I might have to take my name down off that. So I would guess if I'm a betting man, season's gonna start May, preseason will start, early April. But there's nothing set in stone yet. I think everyone's kind of waiting for the first domino to fall, and then from there, that's when decisions will start being made. So I've told guys it's gonna be a long winter. You gotta prepare. So
That's a
obviously
crazy
stay
gap.
fit. Yeah, stay injury free, stay ready. But you might not see some checks coming until second quarter 2021. So
For real, hope they got their bread right.
yeah, exactly.
So they didn't read a frugal athlete.
Respect, shameless plug. Check out a frugal athlete. We get you sorted.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's slide into MLS. So steadily moving up the ladder here. The Montreal Impact have officially rebranded to CF Montreal, and they've unveiled their new crest. So the official name of the club will be Club de Foot Montreal. Yeah. My French is trash, but bear with me. And they'll more than likely go by CF Montreal. And they apparently copied their logo from city of Bloomington, Indiana. But we'll jump into the logo right now.
Okay.
Get your thoughts on this. So on the left here, we got the old logo, the old Impact logo, and then we have the new logo. So kind of breaking down some elements of this new logo. It says the arrows are for Montreal's metro transportation system. The blue line outside the logo represents that Montreal is an island. The snowflake is a series of M marks for Montreal. No two snowflakes are identical, but they all look and feel the same.
I'm like, wait, no two snowflakes are identical. They look exactly the same.
I think it's a general saying.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, what are your thoughts on the logo overall?
I like it. I'm not even gonna hate. I like it. And then like with the explanations, I was today years old when I found out Montreal is an island. So that was interesting. But yeah, I like it. They're touching into their French, history, their French ties when it comes to changing the order, Club de Foot Montreal. And then they tie it back to the city with, the S, the arrows, and then the M, and then the snowflake, and then the color blue. Yeah, I'm not gonna hate it. I think they can do some serious stuff when it comes to merch.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all right. I'll give it a mid if I had to rate it. I think explanations are lacking. They came up with some better marketing jargon for that. Like I would have said, the arrows pointing into the M, are representing like impact as a nod to our roots, like some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Something creative, like talking about snowflakes, and I mean, I don't even know where the snowflake comes from. Like,
yeah,
to be honest.
Because I thought it was like I thought it had to do with Canada, like Snowflake Canada, like on the on their flag, or that's a leaf or whatever.
They have what do they have on their flag? A maple leaf.
Yeah, so I thought
that would have been dope. They could have worked the maple leaf with the M's, like that would have been dope. But the snowflake, I don't get it. I guess I got to be from Montreal to get it.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's cool. I still would have liked to have seen like them go the Olympic route, but I think there are some like copyright issues.
Oh yeah, probably
from that, like the IO
trademark type stuff.
Like dealing with the Olympic Committee and stuff like that, you got to get approval for that kind of stuff. So yeah. I think that may have kind of put a wrench in that plan. But overall, I think it's a cool logo. I'm interested to see what the kits look like. Hopefully they give them some better kits to go with this. But they've always had like some pretty dope kits. I like
dope kits, right?
The gradient stripes that they have and stuff like that. So I think it will go well with that. But we'll see what this new season brings.
No, facts. And I know someone mentioned it on Twitter, like talking about how obviously it's good to have the big sponsor Adidas to help all the teams, but you just imagine if teams were kind of given free reign and like how they can customize their jerseys. I think you would see a lot more creativity. But Montreal has always been one of they always have like some clean jerseys. So yeah, it should be exciting to see how it goes. And Henry's not going to be rocking, no weak stuff. So
I mean, he gonna wear what he gonna wear anyway.
yeah. I was trying to figure out what that P hat was, and I realized it was Puma this whole time that he was rocking.
I think he's sponsored by Puma.
Yeah.
Cool. So moving into our next topic, the MLSPA and MLS are having labor issues again. So the league and the players are negotiating for the third time in the last 12 months. MLS formed the MLSPA on December 29th that is invoking the force majeure clause in the CBA to move that allowed the league to bring the players back to the table. So the MLS has made its opening offer to the players last Tuesday, proposing an amended deal that would include no pay cuts for 2021 and extend the current CBA for 2 additional years through 2027. The MLSPA director is in no rush to get a deal done by the leagues imposed. The league has imposed a January 28th deadline to get all this stuff done, but the MLSPA director is in no rush to get it done. So how do you think these negotiations will play out? You think they'll push the start of the season back?
Yeah, so first and foremost, I think definitely the start of the season is going to be pushed back. I think it's just going to give time for everyone and provide clarity. Obviously, MLS laid off a bunch of people at the end of the season in the league office, and they have to adjust to that. And then obviously with everything going on from a TV revenue standpoint, from stadium revenue standpoint, because of COVID, they've had to adjust there and make adjustments. So that's definitely playing a role in their decisions. It's gonna get worked out. It's just people just trying to play the negotiating game. But do not extend the CBA past the World Cup. If anything, please do not do that. That's not like once you said 2027, I just started laughing because I knew from the business standpoint, that's like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, you want to get that new TV deal. Doesn't that new TV deal kick in like right after the World Cup or something like that?
Yeah, so like with the timing, if they from MLS perspective, they have the players locked in after the World Cup. Obviously there's going to be a bump, but they'll be able to kind of leverage the bump. Whereas if the MLS players are using the World Cup to their advantage, that buzz that it's going to bring, obviously the TV deals, the sponsorships, all these different things that are going to come to the States. That gives the players leverage to kind of, negotiate more in what they want. You got to do that you got to do it before rather than after.
Yeah, for sure. We want to get them jammed up.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
So I definitely think that'll be a point of contention in the negotiations.
So hopefully,
Sure it can get pushed back.
I might have to go consult again because they need to make sure like that's number one. No, we're not doing anything after World Cup.
Go ahead and get you a consultant back.
Yeah, we're not discussing. Nothing is going to be signed for after the World Cup. Everything has to be handled before. If we're extending it, no chance. Sorry, this gets me. I'm having flashbacks to when we was doing the CBA deals and stuff. So it's a whole different ball game. People don't even understand how that works. So it's wild.
We're going to have to get a CBA expert on the show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know you know somebody, so like go ahead and start working on that.
Okay, most definitely. Someone that's willing to talk. Yeah, I got my guy. I got somebody for sure. That would be see if he's still willing to speak. But yeah, I definitely got someone.
All right, for sure. All right, so last topic. Soccer Ventures acquires Alianza de Futbol. So the group bought Alianza de Futbol, which operates clinics, leagues, and tournaments outside of the structured U.S. soccer ecosystem, and Jugo TV, its content studio and media arm. Both are previously owned by billionaire Stephen Ross's Relevant Sports. So if I don't know who Stephen Ross is, he owns the Miami Dolphins as well. So big name in the sports world. So tell us a little bit about this. I think this is one you added, right?
Oh yeah. So For Soccer Ventures, obviously started by Richie Graham, minority owner of Philadelphia Union. He's been like tagged with all the wonderful things he's done from a YSC standpoint. Their kind of academy.
Mhm.
So he's brought in some heavy hitters. They raised a $50 million fund at the beginning of the year when they first announced that they bought a couple soccer companies. I think what's the company? Um, Kicks to the Pitch, along with some other ones. And then this latest one, I think it's a it's a good play, because obviously as over the next couple of years, as soccer continues to expand from a domestic standpoint, global standpoint, having Alianza and all the wonderful things that they've done over the years, from identification of talent, from exposure in the local Hispanic communities that everyone talks about that we're not doing enough of from a U.S. standpoint, for them to get in. And I know with Rishi Graham's his vision, he's probably going to apply some of the things that he's done with YSC into what Alianza is doing to identify talent, to increase exposure, to grow the game. I definitely see what they're doing. A good play, for sure.
Okay. Hey, can you tell me a little bit more about like Jugo TV and stuff like that?
Yeah, so Jugo TV is essentially just like their. How can I explain it? It would be like. How can I say? It would be like. So you have a company, and then they have like basically like their studio arm, or like Nike, and then they use like William Kennedy, but William Kennedy's obviously its own company, but it'd be
Mhm.
like Jugo TV is like just that arm of Alianza. So anything that they do from podcasts, experiential marketing, video content, handling of like kind of some brand partnerships as well. Jugo TV, from a media perspective, handles that and does that.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's dope. So I'm guessing Alianza de Football, they kind of cater more toward the Latinx market.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they do clinics. They'll do like camps. They'll do activations. They'll do a whole bunch of different things to help increase um, exposure, increase relationships in those Hispanic Latinx communities. And then from there, I know one of the biggest things that they do is like an annual trips to Mexico, and they'll get a group of players to play over there, and then from there, some of the Mexican scouts agents will look at the talent from the Alianza group and either have them be a part of their respective clubs. Jonathan Gomez is part of the Alianza family. A couple others, I think up to 75 players went pro from the Alianza company.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a feeder system, like an ecosystem that helps expand the Latinx Hispanic soccer community and market.
Dope. Yeah, I see what he's doing. They need to go
Yeah,
ahead and when they decide to move into the African American market, they need to highlight us, man.
yeah, that's true. But is there, like, that's a great point. Is there like an Alianza for black soccer players?
I don't think so.
Yeah, and it's like, where are we? Are we taking them to Africa? Are we taking them to I know a couple guys. Shout out to Kefern. He takes talent over to Holland and Belgium and stuff like that. But like a standalone program that's going into the minority communities. 2 Cents FC, we on our way. But if there's anyone else, I would be interested to know if we're
Even from a
connected.
media perspective, highlight us. I see what you're doing, doggy. You need to come highlight us. Tell your boy to come highlight us, man.
Yeah. No
Yeah,
respect.
we got a lot of stuff in the works. We just need the capital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Yeah. So especially soccer's only going to grow. So I'm bullish on soccer, especially stateside, and I'm bullish on it coming into the minority communities, especially Black communities, and really, really growing. So I know you're doing some great things in Atlanta. I'm trying to do some things out here in Sacramento, and there's a lot of other great people doing some things. But like you always say, man, teamwork, collaboration. So tap in with 2 Cents FC, man. This is what we do. This is what we're about. So I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. That's all we got this week. It's a short and sweet one. Just running
Yeah.
down some of the headlines that we've seen that kind of piqued our interest. We may do these from time to time, like just a couple of mailbag episodes to kind of just talk about the news. We may have a guest on to help us, but we're trying to diversify the content as much as possible, here and there.
Nah, I respect that, man.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So, I mean, before we leave, any Arsenal thoughts, questions, concerns that you want to get off your chest?
I mean, no, we drew today. At least we didn't lose, so I'm not mad at that. I think we played well. We had a lot of chances. We just couldn't close it out. It happens.
Yeah. And then, how you feel about Atlanta's new coach? I know they finally hired Gabriel Heinze.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about him, but from what I've heard, I've only heard like really good things about him. I heard his philosophy is very similar to Bielsa's. He kind of comes from that Tata Bielsa tree.
Yeah.
But he put his own spin on things, so I'm excited to see us get back to that kind of attacking football, that fast break type of football. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And I think our South American players will buy in a little bit more.
I heard they had a welcoming party. Jose Martinez and all of them.
Right.
Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just making jokes.
I wouldn't put it past them. You know what I'm saying? Put a little barbecues together. I know when we had LGP, he will always host barbecues with the team, with the La Banda, as they call them, the Argentinian players.
Yeah.
So I could see it happening.
Nah, respect. And I remember there's a video like not way back, but like 2-3 years ago. And it was like Heinze when he was coaching, when he was coming up, and he's like came to go see the academy players, and they had like a big game, and Argentina, like academy games, U12 is like packed, like intense.
Right.
And the club lost, and the players were crying, and he was like, "Yo, why are you guys crying?" Like soccer, he gave like a whole speech. It was translated. I'm gonna try to have to find it and send it to you. You might make a clip out of it, but
oh,
okay, yeah. You see, you already headed the game. But yeah, so I'm excited to see him coach in the league, and obviously Tata is always going to be like legend status, so it's tough to follow him per se, but I think he's going to do well.
Yeah, for sure. So what teams are you excited about, like going into the 2021 season? I know you may not be as tapped in as you once were, but
so from an MLS standpoint or like just global standpoint?
MLS.
MLS. Ooh, I'm interested to see what Vanny does with LA. I think he's going to do well. I think it's going to be interesting though, because obviously Chris Klein's been there for a while. He's swung and missed on a couple people, so he has pressure. De Close came there from Mexico last year, but I think Vanny is going to be the key piece to kind of bring it all together. So I'm excited about them. Definitely want to see what Miami does, because they just kind of like, I don't know what they did.
That shit ain't quick, didn't it? Like after one season, you got all that over. It's crazy.
I'm like, yo, give me a call if y'all need some help. I'm excited to see.
Ball game up.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how Philly adjust with losing their two key young players. I think they'll be fine, but like how they're gonna approach that. DC, they gotta hire somebody. I think it's gonna be bad before it gets better. I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better. But yeah, I'm not excited, but I'm intrigued how they're gonna fix that up. And then for the other teams, I just want to see if they can keep it together. So you saw Orlando do well. You saw Nashville do pretty well. Colorado do well in spurts. Like those like mid-level teams, how can they continue, I guess, or like reach that next level? I feel like Minnesota falls in that bucket as well, especially with them losing Molino. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I want to see how Austin does out the gate.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's still early because they still have some, a lot of money left to make some big signings. Mm-hmm. But from the roster right now in the West, I mean, they'll compete. They'll compete, but they need a forward bad. They need another like solid midfielder bad, and I would actually get another defender, another center back as well. Yo,
You still
don't
under
even get me
contract.
started. Don't even get me started. Claudio knows me, but the other boys is bad for me right there.
Okay.
But we
Austin,
don't, either way, they're gonna see me if I'm with Austin next year and we do like a little inter squad, or a little
little scrimmage, little
scrimmage.
friendly.
Yeah, they'll see me. I'm not worried about that.
I'm interested to see what Chris Armitage does up there in Toronto.
Yeah, that's a good shout because
he's playing in the Red Bull system, so I don't know if that's his style or if it was just
that's
a Red
definitely
Bull.
not his style.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see what they do up there.
Yeah, and they got to make some more signings too. They got to get a little bit younger.
But bro, talk about failing forward though. You know what I'm saying? He imploded that team the last couple of years. Gets fired and then gets another job. But you know, I'm not saying any black coaches getting the same opportunities as him. I think
Chris Armitage is black.
Is he? He's not black.
Yeah, he's black.
Yo, son is not black. Hold on.
Chris Armitage is black. Yo, so I'm happy for him.
Hold on, man.
I got along with him when I was there. So
you
know him personally? Chris Armitage is black. He got some.
You know him personally? He got some black. He has some black in him, or is he black?
Yeah, like you know how Tiger Woods said he's like what do you say?
Capital Asian or some shit like
Chris
that.
Chris Armitage is black. This is gonna be a cool ass segment. Chris Armitage is black, bro.
Nah, he don't. Let me
check it.
Sure.
I'll go to FanDuel right now. Put the money on it.
It says he's of Puerto Rican descent.
Afro-Latino. He's black.
All right.
You gonna let it slide?
Nah, I'm not rolling just yet. But
I'm telling you, we got to put it on the 2 Cents Twitter.
I mean, Puerto Ricans are essentially black to a degree, whether they think so or not. They all came from the diaspora.
Because me, I do my studying. Chris Armitage is black. And he claims it too. He's not like trying to hide from it or anything like that, like some folks.
All right, we're gonna put that on the Twitter. We're gonna do a little Twitter poll right after this and see.
Respect. Oh, that's funny. And then I think Pablo got the Real Salt Lake job. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. Pablo Mastroeni.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm intrigued how that's gonna work out. He did well with Colorado that 1 year, but everyone was complaining how they played. But I think he's gonna fix some things from the culture standpoint at Real Salt Lake, and that'll be good.
Okay, so should be an interesting season coming up. Since the whole RSL thing is now under league control, they're handling that sale, so it's a little bit of a mess going on over there.
Oh, because they haven't sold it yet.
Nah.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Barcelona need to go ahead and slide in.
I don't know why they don't. That's a good shout.
They're gonna slide in and move them to Arizona.
Nah, they not. Arizona's good. I think some things are gonna be announced pretty soon. That's what I heard.
Oh, what you got some tea on the inside?
That's what I heard. I heard expansion is coming soon.
I thought they stopped at 30.
Yeah, but money talks apparently. So we'll see.
Big name ownership group or what?
Who knows? I'm not at liberty to discuss.
All right, we'll talk offline.
Yeah.
On the show.
But yeah. Oh, so you want me to close this out?
Yeah, that's it, man.
All right. Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. You know what it is. Every Friday. That's our show for this week. Subscribe, rate, and review. It helps us get discovered. Follow us on the socials at 2 Cents FC. Check out our merch at 2centsports.shop. I got the domain right this time. It helps support the show. You see me rocking the hat. Elle's rocking the beanie. I got to get that for sure. But yeah, tweet us your comments on the show and any topics you want me or Elle to discuss. Every week, unfiltered thoughts and opinions. Thank you guys so much for the support. I'm not really an analytics guy, but Elle tells me the support has been crazy. So much love for real. And always engage with us. We will respond. We will engage back. we're not too cool for school. So yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah, peace.